This is lines 561 to 571 from Book 1 of Vergil's Aeneid. And Ilioneus has just spoken for the Aeneadae, who have been taken, essentially held captive after they wash up on the shores of Carthage here. And so he basically says, what is this? You guys are supposed to be hospitable, and here we are being taken prisoner, held as your captives. So, what's going on here? Let us go, and let us. If you're not going to let us kind of take care of ourselves on your shores, well, at least let us go to Sicily or wherever. So this is Dido's response. She says, or then briefly, Dido, literally here, Vultum de Missa, having been cast down or having been lowered with respect to her face, she professes. Now let's talk about this. We've seen this several times. This is a perfect passive participle, which shouldn't take a direct object, but here it does. So this is a recognition of a Roman writer writing in Latin, that in Greek there is such a thing called a middle voice. And what we need to do is treat this essentially as a participle taking an object. So here, Dido, and remember that she's sitting up above them on her throne in this temple. And so she's looking down on them. So here, we should translate this as having cast down her face, right? Having lowered her face to look at them. She addresses them. She professes. She utters. She says, "Solvete metum," so literally loosen, free, or do away with the fear from your heart. So take the fear from your heart, Teucrians. Literally hide away your cares, seclude your cares, part with your cares. The my harsh affairs, my harsh situation, and the novelty, the newness of my kingdom compel me. And then we get another direct object here, and then that's why this enjambment is so good. Moliri talia, to fashion such things. In other words, to guard my borders. And this is what she says here. And to protect my borders, and late here is the adverb widely, with a guard. Tueor is a deponent verb, so that's why this looks passive. So my difficult situation, my harsh situation, and the newness of my kingdom compel me to fashion, to go about my business in such a way, to fashion such things, and to protect my borders widely with a guard. Who, and now quis and genus do not go together. We have a subject, we have a direct object, we don't know what a verb is. But who verbs the genus Aeneidum? So who verbs the race of the Aeneadae, the people of Aeneas? Who verbs, and then we get at Troy or of Troy, and then we get our verb here. So who nesciat? Who would not know of the genus Aeneadae, the people of Aeneas? Who would not know of the city of Troy? So that AE is genitive here. And this isn't nescit, and it isn't nesciet, the future, it's nesciat, the present tense subjunctive. So she's asking essentially a hypothetical question here, and grammatically we should call this maybe a deliberative subjunctive, maybe a potential subjunctive. Either way, we need to say would here. She's not saying who doesn't know, who would not know. And then she continues, who would not know of both their virtues and their men? Or who would not know of the incendia, the fires of such a great war, so the Trojan War. In other words, she knows all about their plight because this is famous throughout all of the Mediterranean. And here her point is, We're not just a bunch of slack-jawed yokels out at the edge of the world here. She says, we, Pointy, we Phoenicians, do not bear obtunsa adeo pectora. We do not bear or carry or wear such dull hearts, such dull chests, blunt chests. The sun does not unget its horses so turned, so averted, so turned away from the city of Troy. So in other words, we are not just a bunch of country bumpkins here. We're right in the middle of this Mediterranean, and we know about all of this, and so we understand where you're coming from. So whether you, and again, we're missing a verb here, and we go to the direct object. Whether you verb Great Hesperia and the Saturnian fields, or the borders of Eryx and king, and then we finally get our verb here. So the verb here is optasis. So whether you choose or you hope for Great Hesperia and the Saturnian fields, so essentially Italy, or you choose or you hope for the borders of Eryx, and this is a reference to Sicily and King Acestes. So whether you choose to go to Italy or Sicily, dimittam, I will send tutos. I will send you, so notice the masculine plural here, I will send your men safe with help, the ablative. And I will aid you, I will help you with my resources.